On Monday, I visited Kenworthy Road in Hackney, where Harry Webb, a 27-year-old music student, was hit and killed by a driver doing more than 50 miles an hour in a 20 mph speed limit. This was just over 2 years ago. Kenworthy Road has heavy traffic, bleak, high-speed roads at each end, speeding north to Stansted and south towards Blackwall Tunnel. There are streets like this all across London. Given the expense and length of time taken to physically transform hostile roads like this, will your Vision Zero Action Plan 2 include plans to address the culture of unsafe driving in London?
Inside the London Assembly, Caroline Russell goes straight at Sadiq Khan over road deaths, 20 miles per hour zones, Vision Zero, and whether Transport for London is truly making the capital safer, or simply managing the headlines. The exchange centres on fatal collisions, unsafe driving culture, grieving families, and accusations that real urgency is missing from City Hall's response. But that's not all. Policing priorities, Met Police resource shifts, outsourcing enforcement, TfL accountability, housing linked to Beam Park Station, regeneration funding, it all collides in one heated session. And at one key moment, the tone shifts in a way that changes the entire dynamic of the debate. Is London becoming safer, or is the system protecting itself? Stay with me until the very end, because the final exchange reveals something that most summaries won't highlight. If you believe these debates should be seen, not filtered, share this video, like it, subscribe. Transparency matters. Watch until the last second to understand the full context.
Yes, good morning. Briefly, Mr. Mayor. Met Police community support officers doing red route enforcement are outside protesting a choice by the Met. They have been, many of them, employed by the Met for over 20 years. They're being tupied over to TfL. So are you concerned that TfL is outsourcing these specially trained and experienced public sector workers to the private sector?
Well, it's difficult to respond to that question shortly. I'll do my best. So TfL engages on a contractual basis with the Met Police Service to provide services that are ring-fenced for roads and transport control. What's happened is this commissioner wants to prioritise the sort of crimes we've talked about in the last hour and 15 minutes and do less of the sort of transport stuff for reasons that I understand. TfL unreasonably want to get value for money with the money they're spending for traffic enforcement. So TfL have made the decision to, rather than ask the Met Police Service to do this work, and the Met Police Service may take the resources away from red routes elsewhere for operational reasons, to contract with somebody else to provide enforcement on Transport for London road networks.
I do get all of that. I've been into all of the detail of that, but before asking the question, the point is it's about insourcing. There is still time to stop it, but I'll leave it there.
I'm now going to call on our next questioner is Assembly Member Prince.
The answer to his question, Chair.
Sorry, Chair, just lost track of this. Question 3, are we?
Yes.
So in 2019, initial hybrid planning consent was secured for 3,000 homes. In November 2023, the Beam Park Housing Scheme secured a revised planning consent and is now on-site and underway. Beam Park Station remains a key priority to enable further housing and regeneration within the London Riverside Opportunity Area. When delivered, it will unlock around 4,000 homes and deliver wider placemaking and economic benefits for the local community. In 2020, I allocated £32.7 million to support the delivery of this critical piece of infrastructure. My offices are currently refreshing the transport modelling undertaken last year following advice from Department for Transport and Network Rail to reflect post-COVID travel patterns and recent cost inflation. This work is essential to ensure the Beam Park Station can be delivered within budget and operational requirements. To support this, 3 technical studies are underway in collaboration with DfT, Network Rail, C2C and TfL. These include an updated timetable and performance analysis, a demand and revenue study, and a station design, programme and cost plan review. Once these studies are complete, there will be a period of engagement with stakeholders, including with DfT, around the impact on the wider network of opening a new station. The work currently being undertaken will enable DfT and the GLA to assess these impacts and identify mitigations before final decisions made to proceed with the station to support this vital regeneration opportunity. In parallel, my team are working closely with Network Rail on cost efficiencies to mitigate the impact of inflation on the budget. Subject to the outcome of all this work, I hope to reach a mayoral decision on this project later this year. Delivering Bean Park Station is not just about transport, it's the key to unlocking thousands of homes, including affordable housing and driving regeneration in the London Riverside Opportunity area.
Well, that is quite good news, I think. Are you saying that you believe you do have sufficient funds to actually deliver the station? We saw, I think it was last week, the week before, we now have planning permission for the ticket offices. It'd be nice to have the rest of the station to go with them, really.
Just to remind others, he'll know this, but those watching this who are interested in this, if he remembers, the previous government withdrew support for Bean Park Station. We've worked assiduously with he said Tories, Chair, not me, with the DFT, great team now, and Network Rail and others. Some of the feasibility work we're doing is in relation to freight, how many trains would go there. Obviously, the money I set aside was then. There may be increases now. We need to get this done. The reason we've got to get it done is there's a Grampian condition that we can't build more homes unless the station's there. That was a condition of planning, so it'd be perverse if we couldn't proceed. I'm hopeful we can get there. I'll make sure he's kept informed, even if it's offline, about progress, because I know there's lots of interest locally in this issue. It would seem to me, ridiculous if we can't get this done.
I hope that is good news. Unfortunately, we both know that there are issues when TfL get involved in delivering projects. Can I just move it on to the SL12 route? And could you consider, rather than it terminating in Rainham, as it currently intended to, could that be extended to serve Bean Park as well? And certainly, on a temporary basis, that would help to alleviate issues, and that would then give people from Bean Park direct access to Queen's Hospital.
Chair, I'm always more than happy when the member makes suggestions to look into them, because they're often very sensible. So he will know the 174-287-365 serves Bean Park, but if there's another bus service, the SL12, that can serve them, let me take that away.
Thank you very much.
We now move to the next question in the name of Assembly Member Russell.
Thank you for your question. Reducing road danger is not just a moral obligation, it's central to creating a city where people feel confident to walk, cycle and travel sustainably. That's why tackling road danger is central to our transport strategy, and why TfL takes decisive action after every serious incident. Since my Vision Zero action plan was launched in 2018, TfL, in collaboration with the London boroughs and the Met Police, has delivered real, tangible progress to make London streets safer, and I want to thank the Assembly member for her support on this issue. This includes delivering 20 miles per hour schemes, building safer junctions and new cycleways, and ensuring the highest vision standards for HGVs. The result of these actions is 24% fewer people killed or seriously injured in London in 2024 compared to the 2010-2014 baseline. This is a reduction of 1,162 people injured in that year alone. TfL monitors collisions on its network and focuses investment through its Safe and Healthy Streets programme. TfL also continuously looks at data to identify the most high-risk locations of the network to ensure it makes the most effective interventions. If a fatal collision on the TfL road network does occur, TfL has a dedicated process. This includes carrying out a go-look-see, where TfL officers go to the location to determine whether the location is safe and if any assets need repairing. TfL also has a proactive and comprehensive highway inspection regime. In addition, TfL officers also aim to undertake a site visit with the Met Police Service to observe behaviours of road users and understand the circumstances of the collision. If any initial observations are made which require minor changes, such as additional signage or road markings, these are actioned. These steps ensure that TfL can learn from any tragic incidents and take measures to improve safety. TfL will also await the outcome of any police investigation before bringing forward any significant proposals for the location. Speed is the single most important factor in the likelihood and severity of a collision, with collision data showing that the faster a vehicle is travelling, the more likely a collision and the more severe an injury will be. That's why 267 kilometres of TfL's road network is now covered by 20 miles per hour, delivered through its Lowering Speeds programme. TfL is also committed to supporting people impacted by incidents on London's road with its long-term road victim support service and the Zero Hope line. I'm pleased that the government's now published their road safety strategy, and this will be followed up shortly by TfL's Vision Zero action plan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and I want to pick up on behaviour. On Monday, I visited Kenworthy Road in Hackney, where Harry Webb, a 27-year-old music student, was hit and killed by a driver doing more than 50 miles an hour in a 20 mph speed limit. This was just over 2 years ago. Kenworthy Road has heavy traffic, bleak, high-speed roads at each end, speeding north to Stansted and south towards Blackwall Tunnel. There are streets like this all across London. Given the expense and length of time taken to physically transform hostile roads like this, will your Vision Zero Action Plan 2 include plans to address the culture of unsafe driving in London?
Which I also met Harry's parents with Caroline, and it's thought-provoking and demands we take action. In relation to Kenworthy Road, I think we need to do better than just deliver a crossing, so we're doing work in relation to this. I know she's being kept abreast of progress there. Can I take away her challenge about culture and how we can change culture? She'll have heard, hopefully, on the radio and elsewhere, some of the things TfL are trying to do to change and make people aware, particularly drivers and so forth. So let's take away what more we can do to change culture. But again, any ideas she's got, TfL, when it comes to the partnership work she's doing, more than happy to work with her about these sorts of issues.
Yeah, I think what's really important is that these roads are made safe for the communities that are living alongside them, and that they're not just treated like motorways for people passing through. The communities remember the people who die in their local streets, and sometimes it just feels like TfL has almost forgotten them. So we just need real action to make a shift on here. But I need to, yeah.
I would just push back that TfL's rejected their views and stuff. That's a bit unfair. But TfL,
what I mean is TfL gets it. TfL understands Vision Zero, but I was told about a woman who had died in the same location back in 2010, Mrs. Murphy. Her name is still remembered by people living nearby where Harry Webb was also killed. It is, there is trauma on our streets, and I'm just trying to express the urgency for us to take real action. Thank you.
No, can I thank the member for the work she does with us on this issue? Thank you.
If you think this conversation is being deliberately buried, share this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Independent channels survive on engagement, not government approval. And don't click away yet. Go back, re-watch the key moment, and ask yourself why this question is never answered in Parliament or on the BBC. Information only disappears when people stop sharing it.